Good day. Welcome to Living in Two Worlds. Today is Sunday, January 8th, and time for an update. Like I mentioned, Sunday, January 8th. So that would put us at 42 days since the start of the home. What's happened since the last time, or since our last video? One is they've added the fascia board around the exterior of the roof, and you can see that along here. Actually looks like they've done a good job. The corners look good, the joints look good. So, quite pleased with that. Yeah, the corners fit nice. And if I look down the side, she's nice and straight. So we're happy with that. And as I mentioned, I think the end of the last video, they were putting plywood and forming on the top of each of these posts so that they could pour a bit of concrete, which they've done, and they've stripped it off. So now, as you see, the steel is actually resting on top of the concrete posts, as opposed to just the pieces of rebar that were sticking out the top. They rested on the rebar initially to get it level. That way they were able to get it all perfectly level, and then from that point they filled it in with concrete once it was all set. So as far as the roof goes, our next step is to wait till the tiles show up. The tiles have been ordered, and we're told probably around a month till it shows. So the builders will need something else to do in the meantime, so we are going to start on walls. Here we have our brick. This brick is for the interior walls. I'm not sure what they call it, but according to my wife, the red brick is the best and the strongest brick in Thailand. So that's what we're going with. This is for the interior walls, as the exterior walls are going to go with the 200 millimeter ACC blocks around the outside. So these were dropped off late yesterday. This being a Sunday, I'm expecting that probably they will show up tomorrow, and we'll start to see some work move ahead on the walls. The other thing that's new today, or which we organized yesterday, was we have some rock and some sand and some steel. We have more steel and cement being delivered tomorrow, on Monday I believe. And what this is so that we can start our perimeter wall. We have got some a couple family members who are well versed in concrete, and we'll be supplying the materials and assisting them with setup and things, and they will be building our perimeter wall. Across the back here we are 32 meters. Then we will go up this side here to just past the front of the house, with one gate here in the side. Then there'll be another gate in the front, and this side here will go up. We're not sure. It will go certainly past the house, but eventually it probably will go all the way to the road. We won't be going all the way to the front to the road with the perimeter wall, because we wish to leave that front piece of property for a commercial venture at some point in time if we decide. So that's another area that's starting to pick up, so we'll have to do some videos on how the wall goes as well. So you stay tuned. Good morning, January 9th. Today we're starting on the walls. As I mentioned earlier, we're using the red brick in the interior, and they're coming along. I kind of thought they might start with these two walls, as there is no windows or openings in them, so they can go all the way up. But I would like to set up the camera for time lapse, but unfortunately we have too many places to go and things to do today, so can't sit here all day and leave the camera running. So we'll just have to do updates as they come along, or as we can make it back here to site. But they're doing good, nice and straight. Every so often they run a piece of steel from the post into the wall to make sure that it ties it in strong. Seems to be good. The other thing we did this morning is we walked through the whole house and marked out and figured out what we wanted for windows. Some areas we made some little marks here. These ones just because I didn't want these ones centered in the room because of cabinets along this side, but the builder made his marks on the walls, all of the different window sizes we want. So now walls are happening. Interior walls first, and then the white AAC block will be coming next week. Then they can work on the exterior walls. Normally they would have done those first, but because that block is not here, they'll start on the interior. So we'll leave them at it and check with them later. We have got our steel, which we ordered the other day, arrived this morning. This is the start of the steel for our perimeter wall. Not enough to do it all, but enough to get us going. We ordered two sizes, and the stuff with the purple ends is number 3, and the yellow ends is number 4. This number 4 here, will be used on the along the beams along the bottom, and I'll use the number 3 in the posts. We did some shopping around, and we feel we got some good pricing on the steel. Certainly cheaper than where we were quoted at the first place, so we're learning how to shop here in Thailand. So today we've got to go and order some block and some bags of cement, and then hopefully we can start on the wall shortly. So this is the end of day 2 on the walls, and yesterday I think I'd pointed out that they had started here. They started with this wall here and this wall here, which is either side of our sort of front part of our main living area. And I see they went up about, well, just over 5 feet, about the same height as me on both sides. And then they've poured a concrete lintel on top. Then these walls will continue up. It looks as though that seems to be the standard process with this red brick. That I didn't know about, but makes sense and I like it. So this is the back of the number 1 bathroom, or the first bathroom. Started the back wall on that one. It appears as though they've started walls which are fairly straightforward. This wall here, which is just a small piece on the left, this here will actually be the door into our bedroom, living room, and bathroom. That will be a sliding door, so it's a wide opening there. If I come around this way, they've actually started the brick on both sides of our bathroom. This will have the door on this side here, and both of these 2 walls will go all the way up. And they've brought some of the white AAC block. I'm not sure what that stands for. I'll have to look it up. But what I saw unloading this morning, it looked as though they had some left over from a previous job, as we're still waiting for the main delivery. But as you can see, this block is the same width as the post, which is 200 millimeters or 20 centimeters, and it is actually an insulated block, or it has well, I don't have the exact term for it, but it's a composite material. It's not light. There's a piece they've cut off here. Yeah, it's a little bit certainly lighter than brick, but it has sort of some air in it. It's not a full tight, so that's what gives it some of its insulating value. There's a whole realm of thoughts in Thailand here, whether that's better or whether you should go with a double wall with an air gap. I'm not into discussions as to which is better or worse. What it is we have chosen to go this method. I'm happy with it, and that's really the reason I'm showing it to you, is to show you what we've done, because this is our house. This is what we've done in our home. So they've had some here. I see that this one here is done up to window height. There will be a bedroom window here in our bedroom. This one here, they've run out of the block, so they've done a couple of walls with it, but they still have lots of the red block, and I believe next week the remainder of the white block will come. So in the meantime, they'll be back again tomorrow, and I'm assuming they will continue on with the red brick, with these 1, 2, 3, 4 areas here being poured with the lintel. I can assume that tomorrow they can continue those walls up to the top, as all of those walls really don't, there's no windows in them, so they can continue up with those ones. So we'll check in with them again tomorrow. Okay, a little update on where we're at with our supplies for our wall. Another delivery today. Today we had delivered the block which we will use in the wall, and this block is also used in houses, but this is what we'll be using on the wall. So we have ordered 400 of those and 25 bags of cement, which is under the tarp. I'm not going to unwrap it, as if you look at the sky, we've had a little bit of rain and we may get some more overnight, so we're going to leave that wrapped. So now our collection of materials for the wall, we've got sand, we've got rock, we've got cement, we've got steel, we've got pipe or brick, and we've even got one pipe here which I will cut into sections and feed through the bottom part of the wall every so often, so as to have drainage area so that we don't trap water on the land. So that's where we're at with the wall for today. It is Thursday, January 12th. The site is very quiet today. We are one day out of it's very quiet today because of the rain we had all day yesterday, and today things are still pretty wet, but we expect them back tomorrow. If you look, you can see, yes, quite a bit of water and mud around here, but we did get some deliveries early yesterday. We got the block for the exterior wall. In the morning we got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pallets, and in the afternoon we got more pallets. Oh, even more. 1, 2, look like, well, can't see them all from here, but looks like about another 8 pallets plus here. So we've got lots of block for the exterior wall. Still have the red block for the interior, so hopefully the guys will be back tomorrow and get back at her. Well, the rain has stopped, the sun's come out after a couple days, and everybody's back to work, and we're loving it. Since the white block for the exterior arrived, they've now managed to do more around the outside than the back of our Thai kitchen here. And this wall here, which is the side of our bedroom, will go all the way up. Actually, it doesn't have any windows in it. So this wall they may finish today. In our bedroom, just added a little more on this side. Nothing done on that side yet. Working on the front here, and have taken this one here to the top. This wall's now at the top, and working on this one. A few more walls of red brick they can work on as well. This one here had concrete, had the boards taken off, so I'm assuming this one's ready to take to the top as well. So stuff happening everywhere. It's lunchtime, they're stopped for lunch, so we'll check with them again this afternoon, see how they're making out. So the builder showed up today with his macro, as they call it, or a backhoe as we'd call it, and they've leveled out along the back here for the perimeter wall, and I have marked out where each of the posts are going to go with a little bit of red paint. So I believe he will come back here a little after lunch or a little later on and dig the holes for the posts. Down this side here, he's pretty much tidied and cleaned up all the way down, most of the way down. So we're done that side. We're done across the back. So now it's we go down here, down along the north side here of the property. This being the west side here. So along the north side, he's done a certain amount of clearing as well, and he's taken down the first one of the 2 trees we want to get rid of. We've been asking local people who all ask if they can have the wood and the tree to come and cut it down, and after 2 weeks nobody showed up and done anything, so we've knocked it over. Well, now we got to find some way to get it cut up and get it out of here. We've got one more to go, but for him to cut down this side, but I'm not sure his machine is big enough or strong enough to take this one out, so we'll have to see how that goes this afternoon. But things are moving along in the perimeter wall fence area, so that's how she looks. Today's January 15th, and it's very busy here today. For 2 weeks we've been after some local people to come and remove this tree. They all want the wood, but nobody seems to want to come and get it. So finally, showed up today. This is right in the way of our fence, so we had to get it cut down. So he's got most of it cut now. Now he's hauling it over into the neighbor's piece of property, and what he does with it then, we cut it up and haul it away, and that's fine with me. There was a smaller tree over here, which still looks quite huge when you see it here on the ground, but this one they managed to take down with the backhoe the other day. And Noon and I, with her big trusty knife and me with a handsaw, cut it up. So now we'll let somebody with a chainsaw finish it off. But this also was right along the edge of the property, in the way of the fence line, so it had to go as well. And it's a nice big tree, but it doesn't have leaves. It sheds a lot of seeds, so it's not really a pretty tree. So we will replace trees with more ornamental, nicer trees at a later date. So as far as the house goes, they've been on the walls now for a number of days, and we're getting lots done. These big blocks in the exterior walls make the walls go quickly. So this being the back of the house, our bedroom there is one big window in the back, 2 smaller ones in the side, and then you can see through to the washroom, and then our living room in the front. Our main living area here, which will be mostly open. Where they're doing the red brick here, that will be our Thai kitchen. The door here will have access through the western kitchen. There will be a wall along here, patio doors through here out into the back. The front here too, we have patio doors here, glass doors here, and this will be a very large window in the main living area. This here being bedroom number 2, plus washroom and laundry storage room, the first bathroom, and then the final bedroom will be down here. That'll come together a little better later. So, lots happening. By the looks of things, I think got about 1 more week on walls, and then time to move on to the next step already. Talked with the builder roughly yesterday, and he says the next step is to start working on the electrical. So now let's go check on our fence guys building our perimeter wall. This is separate from the house, as we are supplying all the materials, and we've have 3 guys here for labor, paying them on a daily rate, and they will look after the fence while we're managing it. So see how it goes. So here we have the posts. They're set in place along the back here. The forms here, I purchased 20. They're 1 foot high. These will do the beam along the bottom. We looked at renting them, but unfortunately the amount of deposit they wanted on them just didn't sit well with us, so went out and bought some, and we'll see how it goes. But I have a feeling that when we're done, we can either look at reselling them or renting them out ourselves. But I think by the time we've completed the wall, they will be a purchase well worthwhile. So I bought 20 at 1.2 meters, so they should, this way they'll be able to pour 12 meters of base at a time, where I think mixing by hand and stuff like that, that should be fine. Once we get the beam poured along the backside here, then that gives them some brickwork to be done and gives them more tasks to do. So it'll be fine if they're only able to pour 10 meters at a time, I believe. So that's what's happening today, January 15th. A lot going on. Still trying to decide how to put all these videos together. So if you like this video, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, because as you can see, there's a lot going on and a lot to watch and a lot to see. So with that, we'll leave it there and catch you in the next video.